Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we actually have some pretty interesting stuff to go and talk about over here, which is in regards down to the brand new upcoming and majorly kind of leaked, in my opinion, PlayStation 5 console. Now, as you guys may or may not know, we have like a lot of really big internal leaks and rumors, and they have already apparently been out in the wild of the brand new PlayStation 5 basically remake. Now, this has been kind of cool because it may also go and tone down cost, although if we kind of see a lot of companies nowadays, we kind of doubt it, but as well it also might go and bolster up production even more, and as well might actually offer and kind of switch up the future of gaming disc editions and also digital consoles, because right now we're in this kind of really awkward, weird, like little middle ground where it sometimes is fully digital, like the Xbox Series S or PlayStation 5 digital, or sometimes it's a cross between the two. Sometimes think PCs could go either way, Xbox Series X, PlayStation 5 disc editions, etc. But with all this, it does kind of seem like we're going to have a little bit more of a big change up in the world, and it does kind of seem like Sony's going to be trying their best to go and churn the sun out, make even more bigger sales, and at the end of the day, maybe change up the console market as a whole for the future. So, if any of you guys are brand new, make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. As well, make sure you check out the Twitter and Twitch room down below. As well, we have the Target Amazon links to pick up your consoles yourselves, and obviously, make sure you guys have a good Super Bowl. If you guys want to leave a comment on who you guys think is going to win, leave it down below. I'll probably be chilling myself and relaxing, so let's dive into the news. So like I said, a lot of you guys know this might be a brand new iteration of consoles coming out in the very near future. But one big thing that a lot of folks have been kind of curious on is how well will all these sales be doing? Now, we basically have this rumor over here that Sony thinks the new PlayStation 5 model will lead to a massive sales boost. The rumored upcoming new version could lead to an basically selling an extremely high number of consoles over here for this next upcoming year. So, first and foremost, why does this matter? Number one is we've had a lot of production issues we've kind of covered up on the channel where it seems like they are just trying their best to make anything they can. And right now it seems like that formula has now stuck. It's been over around like 8 million consoles or so in the past few months, which is, if you kind of think about it, extraordinarily high numbers. But one of the bigger issues is that we are still seeing a massive amount of issues with the PlayStation 5 digitals. Right now, these are the only consoles that are still, I would say, kind of hard to find. Most disc editions, if you guys wait a few days, say for Amazon, or maybe you guys use the links down below, you check your Target stores, GameStop stores, go to Walmart, PlayStation Direct, or whatever, you most of the time, like 99% of the time, can probably go get your console, well, they're easy, like check it out, walk into stores, whatever. But the digitals are still one of the harder ones to find. And I think that's gonna be the one last major caveat to like this restock grind, as I've covered up in prior videos. And I think this is gonna be fixing all of that. Because if you essentially go and get rid of the digital, and ideally, hopefully maybe go lower the price point for this stuff too, because if you think about it, you have the PlayStation 5 disc edition, $500. The disk drive costs extra plastic, time, money, effort, and the disk drive itself, and also extra weight, so it has to cost more. You get rid of that fully, and then you're kind of stuck with the $400 PlayStation 5 digital. So I almost want to imagine if they could. I mean, will Sony do this? Probably not. And I mean, I don't think we're lucky enough for consumers to do this nowadays. But imagine if we had Sony somehow rock out a $450 joint console, or like a $400, and it kind of matches down the digital price point, because in theory they could also make extra money off of people buying the disc editions, like the little separate disc drive. Now, is that gonna happen? I mean, let's be realistic, probably not. But when it comes to stuff, this actually could be a really big game changer. So as a few months ago, it was reported that Sony's predicting a total of 30 million PlayStation 5 units to be sold in the fiscal year. But for context though, this means that the company expects to sell almost the same amount of consoles during the coming financial year as the number of units sold since the console's launch. So they're basically trying to go lock into 2 years worth of sales into one proper console. So just keep that in mind. Like, they're trying to do really good. The sales forecast also shows that it expects August 2023 to be the slowest month in terms of units sold at 1.5 for whatever weird reason too as well. Whereas it's expected to sell almost 4.8 million units in the November of this year too, which would make November the most lucrative month according to this upcoming forecast. Now, it's kind of weird though, because still 1.5 million consoles isn't really that much at the end of the day, because you also have to factor in that's throughout the entire planet. Not just, United States, not just the UK, it's in China, Japan, or Australia, wherever. So it's always intriguing to see these numbers are going to be so fluctuating. But it also is crazy because these numbers are going to be insanely hard to go and hit, especially based on still the lingering pandemic issues, semiconductor issues, production issues, shipping issues, and of course there's always that one or two every year big global effect. Think like that really weird random, like that boat that got stuck for a while that held up everything for a while, or like you said, all the semiconductor stuff, or even like, things like Ukraine stuff where they're just basically losing out on a bunch of different stuff. Now, God only knows whatever happened to my camera over here. We had bad luck, I guess, for this video so far after drinking all day yesterday. This is a tomorrow problem. This, as you can probably tell, I don't know how to fix it. So basically for this, It's predicted over here that they want to keep on be pushing these total number of units across November, December, and all that to a whopping 11 million. But how do you do this, as we've already had so many issues with the digitals, we've had issues with the disc editions, and that's them trying to go work towards this brand new console. They want to make this like weird hybrid. I mean, as from everything we've seen from the leak so far, that's what they're kind of going for. So for the release for Insomniac's Spider-Man 2 towards the end of the year, we'll also be pushing a big drive up in sales. And same thing with Final Fantasy 16. And I would agree, I want to play both those games, and I've had my own normal friends in real life go and say that they want to go and get these games. They know I've been doing these console restocks and obviously making fun of me for it. Thankfully, we're all done at this point, most of the time. But at least for this one, we know there's going to be a lot more major sales coming up for this. So the main factors driving these lofty prediction is a new rumored of this PlayStation 5, as we've been covering up right now. So the rumored release date of this smaller PlayStation 5 model is expected to maybe be around September 2023. Now, once again, these are not confirmed, is always subject to change, but we have apparently already seen these out in the wild, and these sources have been very, very consistent in the fact that they should be coming. Once again, this is like the 4th or 5th iteration of consoles too, so when they keep on getting lighter and lighter and lighter, it would make a lot of sense. But as well, if they also want to go and try to bolster up a huge holiday market, so for this upcoming next holiday season, and also try to also combine that with, say, Spider-Man 2, which it was, Spider-Man 1 was one of the best-selling games on PlayStation, yeah, they're going to try their best to go and push this out as best as they possibly can. So if you guys, for some odd reason, don't know, as I covered, this new model will be basically having like a detachable disk drive, so it'd be the same thing as like a normal console, if you guys kind of look at something like, say, for this, but basically getting rid of all of this. And that's why I wish, I don't think it's going to happen, that's also why I wish they'd have a chance to go do a pure digital and maybe make it like $450, have like a hybrid crossover console. Now, is that going to happen? Probably not. They're probably going to stick with the $500 price tag, maybe, but I'm not really sure if they're going to try to phase out the digital. It's going to be more of a legacy console if they're trying to go push for more of the prices. But I think you guys most of the time know when it comes to companies, they don't usually end up charging less, especially if they already have the $550 price point increase in other parts of the world. So yeah, they just want to have this detachable disk drive they want to sell separately, and as well they want to make sure around the September timestamp, they want to make sure this upcoming holiday season is going to be very, very nice. Additionally, they're also saying the new version of the PS5 is also forecasted to sell 18.5 million units in this current fiscal year, and a bit of the basic map shows that this means that Sony only expects to actually sell roughly 12 million of the launch console PlayStation 5s before it entirely ceases production by the end of this year. Now, if you guys do or like want to get your consoles right now, I know a lot of you guys did, I don't think you should feel bad. Like, I have a day one console myself. I don't think it matters too much at the end of the day. But one of the bigger struggles over here is that it's going to be probably an awkward like 2 or 3 months if we know this is coming, where a lot of folks probably just don't want to go buy their console. And like the sales actually might go and stall out a little bit more because, well, someone's like, it's kind of like the Switch. Like a lot of folks are kind of holding off on a Switch OLED because they're kind of expecting a Switch Pro to happen sometime in the near future. I mean, I'm kind of in that same exact boat. So it's intriguing. I think it's going to be a game changer, though, either way. Because if you can make more, make them faster, and ideally also make them cheaper, this also may be really good for Sony as a company, and also might be to go push more funding and budget towards really good games. Now, like I said, I kind of wish they would lower down the price, though. They probably won't, knowing like our luck. But it'd be kind of cool if they did. Like throw like a $450 console. You know, it's gonna mix price points or whatever, or try to maintain the $500 and not increase it to $550. I think those are both things that people are okay with. So as I say, at the time of writing, there's no way to predict when this new version of PS5 will be announced, though they can certainly rule out E3 2023. Given that Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo have all confirmed that they won't be attending the expo. That said, production of this new console is going to begin around April, so only a few months away, so odds are that an announcement will be made around that time. Now, we do actually know that there's a pretty big rumor right now for an upcoming either State of Play or PlayStation event, so it actually may even be announced then. We're not really sure because it's still in this limbo, like this leak limbo, but in the honesty, depending on when the next event might happen, this may be their big surprise announcement to go and discuss this and bring up the brand new console. So say if the sale predictions do prove to be accurate, it means that the Japanese electronic company will have sold roughly 68 million PlayStation 5 consoles by the end of the fiscal year. While it is impossible to deny the popularity of the machine, these are significantly high figures. Even still, the PlayStation 5 may never quite catch up to the PlayStation's 2 record, though, as the best-selling console of all times. So I want to hear your thoughts and comments, because I think this new console, it's a cool idea. I hope they make it work well, and I think if you have your current PlayStation, you shouldn't feel too bad about it. But on top of that too, it's always nice to see these companies trying to integrate and do a little bit better over time. So give me your thoughts and comments down below. Would love to go and hear it. And as well, let me know if you guys are holding out on the new console. Do you guys not care? I personally don't care as long as it's like the same specs internally. I'm cool with whatever. And make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. We have the Twitter and Twitch room down below. Target and Amazon links too if you guys want to pick up your consoles. And I appreciate you guys all so much here for watching.